Recently in Japan, tourists have been flocking here and taking advantage of the yen being so cheap and going to all of the famous places within Japan. But we have seen that sometimes in some places, the Japanese locals and the government actually isn't happy with the tourists. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the MJ, oh, that's me, and Adam show, that's that guy.
That's me.
We're going to be helping you improve your English conversation listening skills, specifically by hanging out with me and Adam, speaking our native English language, to give you some immersion style learning.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in learning more and just found this video, subscribe to the channel because we have tons of videos and new ones coming out every week. Today's topic is a hot one because we're looking at how Japan is somewhat banning tourists.
Oh.
Now, if anyone living in Japan has seen in the local news, it's been popping up more and more talking about how there are tourists from other countries coming to Japan and maybe not acting so appropriately, not acting the way that everyone could live in this heiwa, peaceful society.
Right, that's right.
This has been something that has been building up, I think, for many years. And people have, in the Japanese government and the local towns, have just had enough, are fed up. And they said, okay, well, we're going to make a new law or change, adjust some things. So it kind of keeps these problems of tourism and travelers happening. Because, I mean, if you think about most countries, most towns, they want tourism. They want this, a good little boost for the economic area or, zone for them wherever they are.
Right.
Specifically, we're looking in like Tokyo,
right.
Osaka, the big cities. Yeah. Kyoto is another massive one where a lot of tourists go to. And that's where we hear a lot of problems popping up. Adam, are you aware of any of these issues?
I've heard a few of them ever since Japan started opening up and ever since the tourism and the amount of foreign tourists coming to Japan has increased quite a bit as well. So because of that, I think a lot of the problems are more visible, maybe, or they're bigger problems because people are watching other people that are foreign, and normally when somebody sees someone doing something and they think it's like, oh, that's a good idea, they're going to do it too, regardless of whether or not the locals appreciate them doing that thing or not. So I think that's what is causing this situation to become worse.
Yeah, and more noticeable, like you said, because after Japan has, after the pandemic and everything and is officially opened for easy access for travelers and stuff, there has been a huge wave, I've heard. I don't know if we talked about it, maybe in our next step podcast, where we discussed a little bit about how the number of people traveling from overseas to Japan has increased by so much, as well as just asking people, where's a country you want to visit? Many people say Japan.
Right. Even me being here, like when I speak to people and they find out that I lived in Japan, 100% of the people say they want to go to Japan. So it's like
it's a hot destination. But because of that, then there's more an increase of these travelers and causing these problems. So some of the key issues that some people have maybe heard about are in Kyoto, the Gion district, the Gion area in Kyoto, where it's famous for having that nice old style Japanese aesthetic look, and where a place where Maiko and Geisha are working, walking around. And I've heard, even when I first started coming to Japan, like how it's like you need to give space to the Maiko, give space to the Geisha. Like they're not, they're just like models for picture taking or to ask questions.
It's not
like
Disneyland.
They're working.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Disneyland where it's like,
Disney.
oh,
Oh, Mickey
princess.
Mouse.
Yeah,
Oh,
let me take a picture.
can I get a picture?
Where they're is very excited and smiley and
Yeah.
yeah, let's take a picture together.
Right.
No, here they actually don't want to take a pictures, but it goes to that I don't know, kind of Heiwa
Hmm.
style and maybe not being rude,
Right. Right.
which is a quality of people of Japan that many people say from outside of Japan that they won't say anything. They won't say like, "Oh, no pictures," until it's become a problem, until
Right.
it happens too much.
Right.
So I've heard that the Gyeong area has put uh, um, a ban on cameras
Hmm.
taking pictures
Yeah.
in that area or going onto private roads,
Hmm.
which I don't know how you would see what's a private road versus a public road.
I can imagine that it's the back streets of Gion,
Mm,
because even
mm,
myself, when I would go there in that area, I would try to like stay away from where all the foreign tourists it's come
that
weird
main
coming
street.
from
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
because I'm a foreign guy, not
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
tourist, but
But
living in Japan.
at that time, yeah, you weren't a
Technically, I was
tourist.
a
You were
tourist too because I lived in Osaka, so I guess
okay.
if you look at it that way. But
Yeah.
to say that like I didn't want to follow the line that everyone was going, I wanted to kind of see the inner walls. So I
Yeah.
would walk behind the buildings and through the alleys and things like that. Just looking around. I wasn't being disrespectful of the areas. I was just like looking around. I was just
Okay.
enjoying the sights. Here
Yes.
and there, I take pictures, but I did see the no photo signs
Okay.
on
Hmm.
buildings and within certain areas as well. And this
Yeah.
was in around 2013, 14,
Okay.
within
Okay.
that time. So,
Almost 10 years ago.
yeah, around
Yeah,
that time.
pretty much.
So,
Yeah,
it had started already.
exactly.
But
That, yeah, yeah.
there wasn't that many foreign tourists as there are
Hmm.
now, you know.
Exactly. So
Right.
it ramped up. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
The other big one that is in the news is Lawson that is located in front of, pretty far away from Mount Fuji, but
Okay.
located in front of Mount Fuji, so that there is a pretty nice Insta-buy kind of Instagrammable,
Yeah.
nice picture that you can
Right.
take that, you know, looks nice, looks pleasing to the eye, and that, a lot of people want to take that picture put to post
Right.
up on their Instagram to show people, look how beautiful this is. Another one is ones that have been from like anime, I think.
Oh yes.
I think it
Yes.
was like connected with a slam dunk, or maybe it was a different anime where it's like this shot of this rail crossing,
Right.
and there's like an ocean in the back, and I think there's also a kombini that's like located,
Yeah.
and it's like that whole area like
Yeah.
that's been almost shut down because of so many people, so many travelers,
Hmm.
uh anime enthusiasts in that case, who are taking over those streets to take a picture, taking time. It's like more difficult for the locals to get around.
Right.
It's troublesome.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt for everyone living in Japan trying to get on their way, get through the day.
Exactly.
So the one in Lawson, so this is becoming a problem because everyone's taking these pictures. So what Lawson's done? Do you know what they did? You know what
No.
the answer was?
No. What? They
Well, Guillaume said, "Hey, no pictures allowed." They just put up a sign
right,
and they
right.
said like, "There's a fine if you're caught taking a picture. You have to pay each man, right?" What they did here is they put up a huge black like
Billboard,
uh, billboard,
like
like a
poster.
screen,
Oh, okay.
a huge screen that just covers Mount Fuji, taking away just that nice little like, oh, cool vision that you could have had. Now it's gone completely. Now nobody can have it.
Wow.
Not the tourists,
Not the
not the
locals,
locals.
not the people who work there who probably enjoyed that site every day.
On a nice day, like like
Right.
that was a great place to go, and great, like, again, to see Fuji in that way. But and looking at the pictures, like, I guess, yeah, you could take like a good picture of it. Like, you can find it like on Google
Hmm.
Street View and see what it looks like. It's pretty basic. There's, yeah, Fuji's in the background. Looks like
Right.
it's like coming out of the top of the Konbini there.
Okay.
But
But it's
to
not
go to
really.
that extent,
Yeah.
right? Right? Is pretty sad because, yeah. Now nobody can experience it.
I think you told me that people were climbing on the roof of the conveni as well. Was that part of it?
I think they were climbing. I don't know if they were climbing on the roof. I think, yeah, I did mention something like that.
Yeah.
Looking at this picture and the Google Street Map, I'm just checking it out now. It looks like across the street there's a few buildings, and maybe there were people who were just climbing or going up there somehow to take a better shot.
Okay.
In any case, like, sad.
Yeah.
Very sad to see, and at the same time, it seems like, I don't know, kind of a Japanese thing to do.
Yeah.
Like a weird sense of, if one person can do this thing, like everybody can do this thing. If we're gonna say you can't do it, then like nobody can do it. Like it's over, right?
Right. Do you think that's a little too extreme, the banning of?
I want to say yes. I want to say yes.
With your heart. I'm joking.
Yeah. I definitely want to say yes, because of, it takes away like so much. It feels unfair.
Right.
To do something like that, to block just the whole view itself. Right. But like at the same time, it's like, what are your other options?
True.
Who are they going to have a police officer there now to make sure people don't do that?
Right.
I'm like, that would be so much stress for the police. Imagine being that's like a security guard, just telling everybody no, like stop, no. Like there's just probably, I don't even know how many, but there might be like so many tourists out there that it's like you need like a SWAT team. You need like a whole group of security or police to handle the situation.
Right.
But
not only that, you need to be able to communicate to the tourists that what they're doing is wrong as well. And
hey,
that's like one thing that I kind of think there's not enough police officers who can speak not only English but other languages. They'd have to call in a translator, or they'd have to like get some kind of sign and make the foreign tourists read it.
Yeah.
And the foreign tourists will be having to cooperate with the police, which here and there they might not. So
it's it's a really
tough,
tricky situation. Yes. And I feel like there is just a lot of unknown from possibly, from both sides, of course. And like, there's a lot of tourists who come to Japan and people are like, oh, everything's nice. Like people have this idea of, I can do whatever I want almost.
Yeah.
And you kind of get away with it, There's a term, I don't know if everybody knows, called gaijin smash. And this means that because you are a gaijin, you can do whatever you want. You'll get away with it.
Right. And all you have to do is act like you don't understand.
Say, what? I don't know.
Sorry, what? Huh?
Nihongo tabemasen. Like, that you learn that one phrase and then it's like, oh, I'm okay.
Right, yeah.
And we've seen in the past other people, connecting what you were saying before, Adam, other Westerners who've come to Japan, who possibly live in Japan, who create content, videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on social media, on SNS, talking about how Japan is great and look at this cool thing, or possibly like taking advantage. There was a really bad incident where one guy is now like banned from Japan. He almost, I think, was in prison or something
like that. Yeah.
But that's one major, I think, key to this issue. When we came to Japan, dude, I don't think there was like nobody.
True.
Really.
Yeah.
There was probably a few people, but they weren't as big and popular as some of the people nowadays who have a huge following from overseas, showing what life is in Japan, and people then wanting to go and do those things to experience that too.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of them have, a positive kind of outlook on why and the content that they're making, to share Japan. But at the same time, with all the people, there's going to be a few bad apples.
For sure.
It's a good phrase, right? Yeah. Everyone. There's going to be a few bad people who are taking advantage or doing something negative. So I feel like it can be really beneficial, really helpful if those people who are influencers, right, who are creating content on YouTube or whatever about Japan, explaining this situation. And I think I've seen a few of them, talk about this whole thing and saying like, this is, wrong. This is disrespectful. If you come to Japan, please like understand, like act how the Japanese people are treating you. Like everyone says, oh, Japan's so nice. It's like, so you do that also.
Right. Exactly.
When in Rome, do as the Romans.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think another massive key of why all these problems are persisting, why all these problems keep on happening, is because everyone's expensive little rectangles that they have in their hands that connect them to social media, as well as that have a camera on them, so you can take a picture wherever you go.
That's true.
In the past, the people who were taking those pictures were photographers or camera enthusiasts. Right. Not everyone.
Right.
Everyone in the past would go there and see it and be like, oh, that's beautiful.
Right.
And walk away.
There was still film cameras, but it's not like
I understand.
Yeah, people are trying to show off in a sense. I guess to other people.
Yeah. That's what social media is, right?
Yeah, right. People take pictures of things for Instagram, but in real life, they're not really living that thing. They're just kind of just taking them for Instagram, for social media. So it's interesting to see that Japan has become one of those places where everybody wants to go just to take pictures so they can put it on social media and compare them with people who took the same pictures and post it on social media.
Yeah.
Or show their friends that they've taken that photo too, which for Japan is like, it's not good because it just shows everybody the wrong things in a sense. Like,
yes,
because I can remember the time when I was walking with my friends, Japanese friends, through Gion. They took me kind of sightseeing to show me Japan, and we did run into a Maiko, and they asked the Maiko to take a picture with us all together.
No, okay.
And I'm just thinking that now nobody can do that anymore.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like the black screen over Fuji.
Exactly.
No one can do it.
No one can do it anymore.
Maybe in the past, it was okay here and there.
Yeah. But now
everything is closed.
I think it's because they were the people who are doing it now have been disrespectful. They haven't approached it like the person was a person, just like the person's there for their photos. You know what I mean? Sneak photos, or let's run up to them and shake their hand and like be disrespectful,
aggressive kind of. Yeah.
Be aggressive. Run to Lawson's and be aggressive with it. Push everybody out of the way. Try to take the photos.
Right. But, it's like those newscasters, trying to get that one interview.
They're like paparazzis.
Yeah.
With their iPhone.
And just for social media, seems like
media. But it's ruining.
So
it's
ruining it at that aspect. So because there's a lot of good things, but again, there's a lot of bad things that come out of the good that can find its way, and can, in this case, we see that maybe it ruins it for everyone. Let us know down in the comments, what do you guys think about this topic? Do you think it ruins it for everyone? Do you think there's another way that Japan can get around this issue? Share your thoughts, and hey, like the video so the algorithm likes it and shows it to other people, to maybe help other people in Japan or overseas kind of see this video, to think about, maybe we should think about things a little differently. Chill out.
Take it down a notch a little. But that's it. We'll see you on the next step.